Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to today's Qigong class. And today what I'm going to be sharing with you is a really simple 15-minute Qigong routine which is suitable for beginners. And what I'd like you to do as you follow along with the movements today is focus on smooth flow of movement. So with Qigong practice, what we're doing is we're looking to combine the movements that we make with our mind and our breath in order to create the conditions whereby our qi can flow more smoothly internally. So we're looking for smooth energy flow. When our qi is flowing smoothly, then there's no obstruction, there's no stagnation in that flow, which are the things that can lead to us feeling not so good, and even in more serious circumstances to different kinds of illnesses and health conditions. So we're looking to promote the smooth flow of qi at all times when we practice Qigong. So if our movements on the outside are nice and smooth, then our movements internally are encouraged to be smooth as well. So if you're a beginner to Qigong, then really please do take that on board and focus on that rather than trying to be perfect and copy any of the moves exactly as I do them. Because when you're trying too hard, that's when muscle tension can creep in and you lose your focus and your concentration, and it creates stress on the inside, and we don't want that. So really think of your movements as being almost kind of sloppy in a really relaxed way as you do this practice today, and just have some fun with it. So the objective of a 15-minute routine like this is to be able to have something that you can practice very easily, maybe in the mornings to start your day. And what the results you're looking for would be the kinds of things like feeling very much more relaxed in your physical body, letting go of any tension, also feeling calm and relaxed in your mind and maybe kind of more focused and with more clarity and concentration. Also, people who practice and start the day with a nice Qigong routine like this might experience improved sleep at nighttime, either getting off to sleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night, you might find that that settles quite significantly for you. And this routine as well can help if you're using it as part of a weight loss regime or program that you might be combining with diet and other forms of exercise. So I really hope you enjoy this routine. You can follow along with me and you can perform it either from a sitting or a standing position. So in whichever position you choose, I'd like you firstly just to look down at your feet and check that they're around hip width distance apart. The feet are parallel, so they're like train tracks. So if you trace the track down from your hips, through your knees, through your ankles and your feet, everything is going straight down, parallel, and then parallel toes going out in front of you. So you don't have the feet sticking out to one side or the other. Feel nice and grounded and balanced in your feet, in your legs. Feel as though they're really supporting you from the ground up. And just for a moment, you might want to just close your eyes and feel and think of the soles of your feet and that connection with the floor. By even thinking this encourages the movement of your qi or your energy down into your legs and gives you that support and that grounding. So think of your feet and your legs like the roots of a tree, being your anchor and giving you your sense of balance. And now just opening the eyes. Check that there's a little bend in your knees, so your knees are not locked out, but they're also not so bent that you're feeling any tension in the thigh muscles at the front. Check that the shoulders are nice and relaxed, giving the arms a little bit of a shake out. And maybe shrugging the shoulders by picking them up and dropping them 2 or 3 times, just to really feel that distance between your earlobes and your shoulders. Tucking the chin back towards the throat, which will create length in the back of your neck and really open up the back area of your neck and the back of your head, allowing the chi to flow more smoothly and freely through your spine. And now bring a smile to the corners of your mouth, releasing any tension in your face by doing this. And now closing the eyes, keep smiling, resting the tongue on the roof of your mouth with the tip of the tongue resting against the back of your upper teeth. And we're going to begin today's routine with some abdominal breathing. And we do that by breathing in and out through the nose. So just watching the breath in your mind's eye, breathing in and breathing out through the nose. The mouth stays closed. And in order to practice abdominal breathing, all you need to do is relax in the abdominal muscles, thinking of that area below the belly button. And as you breathe in, feel the belly expand, as though you're blowing up an imaginary balloon inside the lower abdomen. The belly expands in all directions, forwards, sideways, and back towards the spine and the kidneys too. And then as you breathe out, in your mind's eye, see that imaginary balloon shrinking, the abdomen decreasing in size as you breathe out through the nose. So if you're new to Qigong, just feeling into the movement of the lower belly as you breathe in and out. And if you have never done this before and you find it quite difficult, then I would recommend you practice it lying down, because then you really get to feel the rise and fall of your belly. And you can even put just one hand over the lower belly area to feel that rise and fall as you're becoming more familiar with that movement. The other thing to remember about abdominal breathing is not to breathe too deeply and make too much of an effort. If you breathe too deeply and you're not used to this type of breathing, you might find that you feel a little bit dizzy or lightheaded because you're taking in too much oxygen. So if that happens, please just back off and breathe a little bit more shallowly until you get used to it. So remembering that Qigong is a combination of movement, breath, and mind. So we're breathing and we're moving now with the lower abdomen. So to bring your mind into this and work with this third element of Qigong, I want you to think of, as you breathe in with your mind, catch that very first little bit of breath in your mind's eye as it enters your nostrils, and follow the pathway down into the lower abdomen with your mind. So all the way down through the back of the throat, down through the lungs and the chest cavity into the lower abdomen. Keep your mind in the lower belly as the breath turns around there. And then follow the breath back up and out through that pathway as you exhale, consciously with your mind letting go of the exhale as it leaves the nostrils. So with your mind, you're building up a connection with the breath as you do this. The mind is following the breath. And again, if this is something that's new to you, then it might be a little bit tricky to begin with. So please be patient with yourself and just allow yourself to come back to this mind following the breath every time you feel as though it might be a bit difficult or you're a little bit distracted. Just keep bringing your mind back to this pathway, but very gently, not with any force or any sense of impatience. And know that with Qigong, it's like learning to ride a bike or learning to swim. It takes a little bit of practice to get the hang of it. Keep smiling. Keep breathing, watching the breath, following it with your mind as it enters and leaves your body. Each time you breathe out, thinking of letting go of any physical tension that you might notice in your body and any mental or emotional stress that might be in your mind. Exhaling and softening into your practice. And each time you breathe in, think of breathing in clean, fresh, energizing air all the way down into the lower belly. And that's going to invigorate and revitalize your body and help to calm and relax your mind. And now, with your eyes still closed, place one hand over the lower belly. The hand is flat, just below the belly button, and then the other hand directly on top of that. Keeping the focus of your mind very gently in that lower belly area as you slowly open your eyes so you can see me. So that practice of abdominal breathing is a great one to start with, just to bring us into what's called the Qigong state. So hopefully now you feel a little bit more relaxed and calm and ready to focus on what we're about to do next. So letting the hands just drop down by your side now, we're just going to open up a little bit of qi flow and get it flowing a little bit more, but at the same time grounding the qi and really keeping it down in the lower body area, below the waist. A lot of our problems, especially with kind of mental and emotional stresses, are because our qi it's almost like it bubbles over and it comes up into the head area and scatters the mind and scatters our thoughts. If we can sink the qi and keep it a little bit lower down so we have this sense of feeling more grounded, then that has the effect of calming and relaxing the mind. So just turning the hands out and just lifting the hands up quite quickly now, bringing them around and then palms facing down and just sinking down, imagining the qi sinking down into your feet as you push the hands down very gently and smoothly towards the ground. And then just keep going with this. So if you're sitting, you're just doing the arm movements, dropping the shoulders, keeping them nice and relaxed. But if you're standing and you want to bring a little bit of leg action into this as well, as you lift the hands, just very slightly come up by decreasing the bend in the knees by a couple of millimeters. And then as you come down, sink in the knees. And that will really help the qi to move down through the body, but not sinking so far in the knees that you feel lots of tension or stress in the thigh muscles. So getting taller as you lift the arms up and becoming shorter by bending the knees as you bring the hands down. And if you're comfortable with this lovely smooth motion, then maybe close the eyes and really feel into this, paying attention to your arms and your hands, any sensations that you might feel in them. If you feel any tingling or heaviness or warmth, then this is a great sign that you are encouraging the qi to flow into the hands and the arms and also throughout the whole of the rest of the body. So remembering what I said at the beginning there about keeping this movement nice and smooth and relaxed. So don't worry if you're not doing exactly what I'm doing, because I'm not really thinking about any kind of exact circles or arm position or leg position. I'm just thinking about enjoying this lovely smooth flow of movement at whichever speed is comfortable for me. And if you want to bring the breath into it, what works really nicely is as the arms come up, breathe in, and as the arms sink down, breathe out. Think of breathing out down through your feet to ground the chi even more. Breathing in and breathing out as the arms drop down. And just 3 more now. Keeping that smile on your face. Really enjoying the movement, not being too serious about it. Qigong should be fun and interesting, not serious and boring. And then when you've finished your last circle, just again bringing the hands one on top of the other to rest over the lower abdomen area, closing the eyes, smiling, breathing into your lower belly. Breathing in and out through the nose. And opening your eyes. And now if you're standing, you can stay in this position if you want, or you can widen your stance into what's called a horse stance. So I leave it up to you. If you're coming into a horse stance, again, you want the feet to be parallel. And what you're going to do here is just sink down in the knees. So keeping the back straight, keeping the tailbone tucked under. You don't want to be leaning forwards and putting pressure on your lower back for this. So if this is not comfortable for you, just come back to the hip width distance apart stance. And if you're sitting, just stay as you are, and you can work with the arm movements for this. So we're going to do a lovely flowing practice now, which is a variation of an exercise I teach in my Space to Relax paid membership program. And that exercise is called Swimming Dragon. So those of you who are members and watching this, you will have done Swimming Dragon before, if you've got to a certain level in the program. If you haven't done this before, this one is an easier variation of Swimming Dragon, which is much more suitable for beginners, but also for anyone who might have issues with lifting their shoulders or their arms above shoulder level. So if you have shoulder or neck problems, this is a much more gentle practice, which you might find more suitable for you. It's also less complicated and much easier to remember than the full version of the Swimming Dragon. So beginning by just bringing the hands together, and the palms are at heart center level, elbows are up, kind of not at shoulder level, but level with the wrists, not dropping down like this. Okay. And actually what we'll do is just begin to start with a couple of upper back opening exercises just before we start the Swimming Dragon. So from here now, what I'd like you to do is lift the hands up, keep the shoulders relaxed, just point the fingers a little bit further up towards the ceiling. So the hands are at maybe forehead level. And from here, move them away from you, maybe by a couple of inches. And now bring your elbows down to try and get them to meet each other. They maybe won't meet, but what you should feel is a lovely stretch along the tops of the shoulders, along the trapezius muscles and into the upper back. And then relax the elbows. Breathe in, breathe out. Bringing the elbows together as you breathe out. Breathing in, relax. Breathe out, feeling that lovely stretch and extension in the upper back and the shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, elbows come up. Breathe out, elbows come to meet each other. And now maybe try with your eyes closed and see how that feels. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose, dropping the elbows to meet each other. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. And just relaxing the arms down and maybe giving the shoulders a little shake out. So hopefully that was a nice little extension that you feel around the backs and the tops of the shoulders. If you work in an office or you're driving a lot, you feel the tension often accumulating in the shoulders. So our shoulders end up by our earlobes by the end of the day. What we want to do is stretch out all the back of the shoulder muscles, the upper back area, take the pressure off it a little bit. So coming back now to our prayer position. And what I'd like you to do now is just shift your weight over to one side. So just moving to one side or the other, go the same direction as me as you see it if you want. And as you do that, move the hands to the same side, keeping that elbow up, both the elbows up, and look in the opposite direction. And now look forward, shift the weight and the arms back to the center. Now go to the other side, shift the weight, shift the arms, and look away from the hands over the opposite shoulder. Look forward and come back. Shift and look away. So we're going to bring a little bit more fluidity into this movement now. So you're moving from side to side, thinking of lovely flowing, continuous movement. And if you're sitting, you obviously are not shifting the weight, but you're still able to get the benefit from this exercise by moving the arms and, very importantly, twisting in the head and neck. And obviously, don't go into any pain with this. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And the benefit of the swimming dragon exercise is manyfold. It really is a whole body exercise, which will invigorate you, energize you, really help circulate the chi around the whole of the body. But also it's reputed to be excellent for people with certain health conditions, like type 2 diabetes, to help stabilize blood sugar levels. It's also reputed to be excellent for longevity. If you want to live a little bit longer, regular swimming dragon practice is highly recommended. It's also a lovely exercise for the spine, because you can see that by turning the head and the neck area, that's creating a little bit of a twist that goes down the spine. And the full version of the swimming dragon, which I teach in my program, has even more of that twisting action going on. But this is keeping it nice and simple as a lovely beginner exercise for you all. Now with the breathing, you probably find that you're just naturally doing it anyway, but I'm breathing in as I come back to the center and breathing out as I go to the side. The breath is in and out through the nose. And please, again, don't be concerned too much about the exactness of this movement. I'd much rather you feel this movement as sloppy and flowing so that you feel really comfortable and relaxed. So I could go even more sloppy with this and be very kind of allowing myself to drop my elbows, drop my shoulders, kind of lean into it more if I feel a little bit more of a stretch is needed. So really whatever you want, you could go a little bit higher with the arms if you feel you wanted to. So really now start to play around with this movement, really kind of feeling into whatever you think you need to feel that bit more ease, bit more comfort in your body. Just enjoy exploring the range of these movements. You can even go a little bit further down, but please don't try to lean forward too much because that will put stress on your back. So if you're going down, make it more of a side stretch so you feel something down the sides of the body rather than stretching into your lower back. So not forgetting to twist the head in the opposite direction if your neck allows it. And if you're in a horse stance, you're probably by now feeling quite hot and feeling the thighs burning a little bit, getting and doing a little bit of work. So it's physically a very strengthening practice as well. And now just coming back to the center, allowing the hands to drop down by your sides, giving the arms a little shake. And if you're in a horse stance, stepping back into the center with the feet hip width distance apart again. And we're just going to finish the practice today with a little bit of vibrating. So just bouncing up and down on the knees. If you're sitting, bounce with the shoulders and the waist. Be very relaxed. Feeling that lovely springiness in the ankles, in the knees. Again, don't put pressure on any of your joints. Don't be in pain. Just really enjoying even the smallest movement, which can be significant in terms of encouraging your chi to flow. Be relaxed in the wrists, in the head and the neck. Maybe just turning a little from side to side, just to ease out the back. Breathing in and out through the nose still, and smiling. And coming back to rest. Arms by your sides. Close your eyes. Feeling into the whole body now. How does your body feel? How is your breathing? How does your mind feel? Did you feel during that practice that you were thinking about what you were going to have for dinner this evening, or what was on the shopping list, or what you had to do at work? Or did you feel as though you were in the present moment, really thinking about what was going on with all of the movements and the breath and your mind? Qigong is absolutely fantastic for bringing you into the present. And a lot of our worries and our fears are connected with the future. So if we can stay in the present as much as possible, and Qigong is one way in which you can do that, then this will help to relieve a lot of stress in our lives. Now, still with the eyes closed, placing one hand over the lower belly, the other directly on top of that. And to consolidate your practice, just circling by giving your belly a little rub in one direction, nice and slowly. Keep smiling. And then changing to the other direction. Still with the eyes closed now, bring the hands together and rub your palms together until they get really, really hot. Placing one palm over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders, feeling the heat from the palms going into your eyes to nourish the eyes and out through the back of the eyes to nourish the mind. And now giving your face a little rub, a little massage to bring yourself back from your practice. And slowly opening the eyes. So that is a lovely 15-minute Qigong routine for beginners. So we started with abdominal breathing. We then went on to do a few circles just to ground and really feel that anchoring of the chi in the ground. So we feel nice and balanced to begin with. Then we went on just to stretch out the upper body, the upper back and the shoulders, and moved on to the swimming dragon variation and finished with a little bit of vibrating just to loosen out all the muscles of the arms and the back and the legs. So I really hope you enjoyed that practice. It's the perfect thing to do first thing in the morning. If you're new to Qigong, it's a great way to get started. Hopefully you will feel invigorated, ready to start your day, but you can also practice this exercise at night time as well. So if you have any questions at all about this exercise, you can always email me. My email address is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can leave a question in our free Facebook group, which is called Space to Relax Qigong Group. You'll find me easily on Facebook. Also, these classes are free for everyone, so please invite your friends and family and anyone you think might be interested. But I do ask for donations if you think that this was a helpful class for you, and 50% of those donations will go towards the staff in the intensive care unit here in my local hospital, and the other 50% go towards the upkeep of my website. And so far at the moment, we're on about €250 over the last couple of months. So thank you so much to everyone. I'll be teaching these classes up until the end of June, and I'll keep collecting until then, and then I'll buy a voucher for the hospital staff. So thank you so much for that. And as I said, if you have any questions, please just get in touch with me. If you would like to join the Space to Relax program, then when I send out a replay, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the text next to the video. So I look forward to seeing you in the next class. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.